if you feel like you are giving so much love to others, but you are not receiving it back in the way you want. Maybe you have started feeling and noticing a distance between you and the people you care about. And honestly, that hurts. Without saying it out loud, you catch yourself wondering and asking yourself, did I give too much, or did I get the love I deserve in return? Or even maybe sometimes asking, what did I do wrong? If any of this sounds familiar, stay with me because this episode is for you. Welcome back to the Yet We Rise podcast. I'm your host, Shahinaz. This space is for the woman who carries more than she should and is learning to trust herself again. Here, you pause, breathe, and reconnect to yourself to feel calmer, stronger, and more in charge of your choices. Today, I will be talking about love. Love in action. Not the version we see in movies, not the one we imagine in our heads, but the version that is already happening in our everyday lives. And at the end of this episode, you will understand why love sometimes feels distant and how to start seeing it again. Do you remember how love feels at the beginning? Whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship. Well, everything feels exciting. You receive a message and your entire mood gets changed. You get a call and your day is completely different. And the simple gestures feels very meaningful. At that moment, every single thing feels great and big and also makes you feel alive. Then life happens, right? I fall in love with the man of my dreams in a different continent. At first, it was literally impossible for us to build something together. And yet, thank God, step by step, we built a life together. And today we have 2 beautiful boys. And sometimes I stop and think, there was a version of me who prayed for this life. A version of me who dreamed of what I now call normal. And I think that's true for many things in life depending on your chapter. Because the thing that you have today, maybe last year you dreamed of. It could be a job you had, the language you learned, or the uncomfortable decision that you have taken. It can be also boundaries that you finally set, or the healing you have done. The life you have built after a heartbreak, a loss of your loved ones maybe, or uncertainty, or after being so scared of doing something but yet doing it anyways. So often we forget what it took to get there. We forget all the things we did and the mountains we have climbed actually. And once something becomes familiar, we stopped seeing it. Because life gets busy. There is work, appointments, children, laundries, activities, responsibilities, and the stress on top of that. And yet, it's not ending because you have this never-ending to-do list, actually. And somewhere in the middle of all that, and if you are lucky enough not to scroll on your phone, you start wondering. You find yourself alone for a moment. And you ask yourself, where did the feeling go? Where is the love? Is that it? But maybe the feeling didn't disappear. Maybe you just stop recognizing love because it's no longer the way you imagined in the beginning. Because it feels exciting, exactly as when you start going to gym. You are motivated, you buy your brand new outfit and so ready to get into the shape and also so happy to share that with others. But then after a while, you start thinking, oh my God, there is no motivation anymore. It feels so hard to continue and then it gets boring as well. Love is almost the same way. It feels motivational, then it starts fading when we don't know how to catch it. Because I believe love changes shapes in so many chapters in our lives. I love and I totally agree with Carol Santoro when she said this. Love could be hugging your partner after a long day, when their silence says more than their words ever could. Love could be sitting with someone you love and giving them space to share their day, even when you are carrying so much of your own. It could be your child rushing at the door as if you are the most important person in the world, because to them you are. It could be trying not to shout when even a storm is moving through you, taking a breath and doing your best to respond with patience. Love could be making dinner when you are so tired, barely standing just to see someone smile over a warm plate. It could be cleaning up the mess at the end of the day, even when you are exhausted. So your family or your partner wakes up to a home that feels fresh and cared for. Love could be your dog looking at your eyes, or sitting beside a friend and saying nothing at all because their heart is heavy and you can hear it, and your presence is enough. It could be waiting outside the hospital room. It could be sending a message to a friend. It could be taking the late shift so someone else can rest. It could be also listening without trying to fix, just understanding or just staying quiet, without judging, without expressing your thoughts. It could be walking away instead of an argument. And maybe, I believe on that also a stranger smiles at you for no reason is love. And as Carol said, there are thousands of ways to give love, and almost none of them required a grand gesture. The problem is that we expect love to arrive with fireworks, but real love is usually much quieter. It lives in patience, in care, in showing up, in the daily things, because this is how it is. It's the daily things that you do and you care about and you receive. And also in choosing someone again and again through small and ordinary actions. And I think love is not missing, it simply becomes familiar. Well, I know that because I have experienced it myself. There have been times when I felt very disconnected, times when I thought something was missing. But when I learned to slow down and start paying attention, I realized love has never left. I had just stopped noticing it because I was never taught before, at school or in my parents' house. So, when you receive a message from a friend, or a check-up call, or a message from your parent if they are still around, maybe someone remembers how you drink your coffee. Those small acts of care that happened every single day. Because the more I practiced noticing them, the richer my life felt. Not because my life only changed, but because my attention changed. And I truly want you to experience that, because it makes life better, easier, and noticing these moments make you feel alive. Not fireworks, but truly alive. Tomorrow is a new day and a new chance for you to try something simple. Don't look for extraordinary moments. Look for ordinary love. Maybe someone noticed your haircut. Someone remembers if you use sugar or not in your coffee. A colleague saves you a seat. And maybe your child hugs you for no reason. Or even someone asks you, "How are you today?" Notice one only, one quiet act of care, and allow yourself to receive it. Because those moments are saying, "I care about you, I see you, I love you," in their own language. And now, if it feels right, you can repeat these words to yourself. I'm open to receive love through life's simple pleasures. I feel love in my body, in my breath, my heartbeat, and my presence. I welcome acts of care, a smile, a message, a kind gesture. I give love to myself and others. I give love through my presence, my touch, my eyes, and my voice. I honor my body as a vessel of connection and love. Now, let's move to gratitude, and feel free to express it to God, the universe, the divine, or simply to this moment. Thank you, God, for this moment. Thank you for connecting to my people and others. Thank you for the ability of seeing kindness. Thank you for the tastes of delicious food that nourish me and connects me to others. Thank you for hugs, kisses, gestures, and laughter. Thank you for reminding me I'm not alone. Thank you for whatever you gave me and for what you didn't. Thank you for the air that keeps me alive to experience life. Thank you for the physical world, for everything I can see, touch, and feel. I am loved, grounded, and safe. Now, with all this said, let's bring your attention to some love or kindness you said to yourself today or right now, or you received today from someone else that you didn't maybe notice. Think for a moment. What did happen today? And let's breathe. Please breathe in and out. Notice how that feels. One more time. Breathe in and out. Now, take a deep breath and bring your attention not to your thoughts, but your body. Feel your feet on the ground, your weight supported, and your body holding you. Take a deep breath in and let it go slowly out. Notice any tension in your shoulder, maybe in your stomach, in your hands, and with each exhale, imagine making space for softness, for presence, and breathe again. Let your face soften. Let your shoulders drop and let your hands relax. Your toes may come and go. Let them pass like waves. You don't need to control anything right now. You are simply here, in this moment, present, aware, and safe. That's what I have for you for today. And before we finish, I want to leave you with one question. How do you speak and show love to yourself when no one is listening? Because the way you speak, appreciate, love yourself, or maybe do the opposite, is the standard for the love you accept from others. And it's very useful and helpful to think about that. So, I will let you with your thoughts, and maybe you can write down your answers. Believe me, you will be surprised. Et voilà, thank you for listening, for showing up and sharing the space with me. I believe you feel lighter than when you first stepped in, because you did the best you can do today. And please, let this stay with you. You are already enough, exactly as you are. It's great to have you here, and I'm curious about your answers. So feel free to DM me on my page in Instagram at Self Talk Mastery and subscribe to not miss the next episode. Stay with me because we are going to rebuild self-trust step by step, and I will see you in the next one. Au revoir.